Hello. It is the day before Thanksgiving, also known as my favorite tradition of the year. I pretty much, for the day before Thanksgiving and the day of Thanksgiving, just bake an egregious amount of food and get drunk in my kitchen. It's one of my favorite things I do every year. So I'm gonna let you in on what I'm doing this year. This is my menu. I know it's backwards, but today we're doing desserts and prepping some of the sides. So today we're going to be making pumpkin pie, apple pie, sugar cream pie, Christmas crack, chocolate cupcakes, caramel corn maybe, and fudge, and then we're going to be boiling eggs and potatoes for potato salad and deviled eggs. So live, laugh, love, that's where we're at. We are in my kitchen. My kitchen has bad lighting. I also don't own a tripod, so you are in the pantry. You'll probably move throughout this whole kitchen throughout. That's fine. That's a baby gate, so that my dogs don't come invade my space, because it makes me want to scream. But yes, we're going to be rocking with it. I am also going to be putting on my glasses, which don't have anti-glare on them, so look forward to not looking me in the eyes the entire video. Okay, I love you. We're prepping pie crust first. I'm making enough for 2 pies, because technically it makes like a top layer and a bottom layer, the recipe that I have. And even though we're making 3 pies, 2 of them only have the bottom layer. They don't have the top. So we have 5 cups of flour, and then 2 tablespoons of sugar and a teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna mix all that together, and then I'm going through and I use a little grater and I grate 2 cups of butter into it. I'm gonna mash it together, throw some water on top of it, and then mix it until it's like a pie crust. We're gonna put them into our pie shells and pre-bake them. So I think I'm gonna make that one of those the fast motion things. Okay, love you. See you in a second. Hello. Okay, so that fun little excursion took 20 something minutes. And I realized at the end of it that I did not preheat the oven. So we're gonna do that now. And also I'm gonna put a pot of water on the stove to boil so that we can start getting going on the potato salad and deviled eggs. So that's what I'm doing. I'll come back when I have them in their pans. We're gonna put them, okay, so I only have 2 pie dishes. That's a chocolate mold, ignore her. But I only have 2 pie dishes, but we're making 3 pies. So we're gonna make the 2 that have to pre-bake first, which is gonna be the sugar cream pie and the pumpkin pie, and then we're gonna make the apple pie. So we're gonna like lift one of these out of the dish and put it in a different pan. I don't know, I just moved here, so I don't have a lot of my stuff that I had at my old house. So we're rebuilding. So we're going to be working with what we have this year. I'm so sorry my glasses are so blurry. But that's what we're up to. I'll see you in a minute. I'm filling up the water right now for the eggs and potatoes, but look, it started snowing outside. I don't know if you can even see it. Oh, there it is. How fun. Happy holidays. There's baby. Okay, pie crusts are all ready. They're pricked with the little fork holes. I'm gonna put them in the oven for 20 minutes, I think. 15, maybe I'll peek on them. Because I just have to partially bake it, because if I put the filling in it, then it'll be all mushy inside if I try to cook it all at once. So we're gonna par bake it and see where that gets us, or like where we're at least. Okay, so I have almost everything prepped to make the pumpkin pie filling. Pretty much, it's really easy. It's gonna be 3/4 cups brown sugar, and then like a half teaspoon of nutmeg, ginger, ground up cloves, which I grind myself because I think it adds a little whimsy, you know? does it sometimes leave a chunk of clove in there? Yeah, but it's good for you. That builds heart. Also, I don't know if I listed cinnamon, but that's one of the ones you need a half teaspoon of. Any recipe that calls for cinnamon, I double the amount that it says. What are you gonna do, you know? And then, so we're gonna mix all the spices together. Then we're going to mix in can of pumpkin puree, can of evaporated milk, and then 3 eggs. And then all of that will be poured into our pie dish, which is still par baking right now. Once we pour it in, we're gonna bake it at 400 for 15 minutes, and then 350 for, I don't remember, I think it's like 40 minutes though. It's a long time. Because when you make pumpkin pie, it's like a bowl of soup. It's a bowl of soup, and it has to be cooked down. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so I'm adding all my spices right now. That's what's going on. That's what you missed. I don't know. Yeah, usually I like to drink while I'm cooking, but since we just moved here, we don't have any alcohol, which is fine. I can live blah blah. Okay, if you, oh, you can't even see it. You see over there, we have amaretto, which is my favorite liquor of all time. It tastes like cherries. It's like a maraschino cherry. So you make an amaretto sour, which is 1 part amaretto, 2 parts sweet and sour. If you're making it the cheap, easy, simple way, which if I'm drinking at home, I am. We bought that one. It was $9, and I was like, oh my God, what a steal. Apparently it's a steal because it tastes like there's no alcohol in it at all. I could have drank that entire bottle in one night. 0 drunkenness. So I think it's a scam. But it does taste good. So there's that. But yeah, I don't know. This is our first holiday out here. We just moved from California. We moved all the way over. We're in Michigan now. I don't know if I told you guys that. But we moved over here because my husband got a job, which is really exciting. Happy for him. But yeah, we're just starting this new life where it's just the 2 of us, which is fine. We like each other's company. It's honestly not as lonely as I thought it would be. But a big part of that too is because we have a solid support system. I have my best friend that I get to call once a week. And that helps a lot, genuinely, getting to hear from somebody that you know. But yeah, I had other thoughts to share. I forgot them now. But that should be almost boiling now for the potatoes and the eggs. So we're going to work on that in a second. I'm so bad at this. Anyway, oh, that's what I was going to say. Is I really had no interest in film growing up and making videos and stuff. So this is going to be like a work in progress where I figure out how to make these videos. Because I want to get better at it. The whole part of making YouTube is because, well, one, I think it would be fun to share parts of my life. But 2, do you want to see what I'm doing here? Sorry, you can see. Again, I don't have any, oh my God, camera setup stuff. We're going to flip you around. Oop. How's that, queen? Ooh. Okay, perfect. Anyway, so I don't have any camera setup stuff, but I thought it would be fun to do this. Also, because I do run a nail business. I sell press-on nails. Baby, you're okay. Baby's very reactive. When we lived in California, we lived in the middle of the desert. And there really wasn't anyone around ever, so she's not used to hearing neighbors. So if you hear her in the background, tell her you love her and people are okay. Anyway, I have a press-on nail business. And the biggest way to promote it is online through social media. So I've been working on it. And I'm trying to get better at my content. But I feel like if I just put out more content, no matter what it is, it'll draw more people to the page, you know. So, just out here trying to make a difference, trying to make a business. That's the dream, you know. But, yeah. What else? I guess I can tell you about the dogs. So baby's 6 years old. She's a little blue heeler, so she's pretty reactive. She's used to being in charge, bossing everybody around. She's a real sweet girl though. She's really nice. And she's calming down slowly. We've been here for about 2 months, And she is improving. But, you know, healers are a different type of breed. And then I have another boy dog who's a mix. And he's very sweet. He's just very shy. He doesn't want to meet people just because he's scared of everyone. But he's good. He's never had any real issues other than like hiding behind me in public. But he's a big sweet boy. Okay. Oh, that's gonna be our pie crust. Let's grab them. Whew. Steamed my glasses. Okay, so that's not super baked, so I'm gonna put it in for 5 more minutes because that was only 15. Jesus. Okay, anyway, we're gonna finish whisking this and then add in the eggs. And then we should be ready to pour it in the crust. So I will show you when we get to that point. Okay, so pumpkin pie is ready to go into the oven. You can kind of see it. We're gonna pour that into our shell, which my pie crust is not as deep as I wanted it to be, but that's fine. We'll take it right to the top. Who cares? Alright, I think that's as full as I can make it safely. So there's our pumpkin pie. We're going to put it in here. It's at 400 degrees for 15 minutes. After those 15 minutes, we're going to drop it down to 350 for another 40 minutes. Is this still hot? Yeah, it's a little hot. Where's my other oven mitt? There it is. Okay, careful, because it's literally so liquidy. Alright. So, start our timer. Perfect. Now we're going to start working on the sugar cream pie, which I'm really excited for. I haven't had this since I was a kid, so we're going to see if it turns out like I remember. Hey, go lay down. You're fine. Go lay down. Pretty much, we have flour and sugar in a pot. Usually it's supposed to be cornstarch. I don't have that, so it's going to be flour. And then we're going to take 4 ounces of butter and melt that down and pour that in with that, and this is 2 1/4 cup of half and half. We're going to pour all of that into the same pan. I'm going to cook it until it thickens up a little bit, and then we are going to take it off the stove, add vanilla, and then broil it. So I'll show you that. Hello, hello. Okay, so the story behind the sugar cream pie, I'm going to be adding it all in right now, is that when I was a kid in 5th grade, I think, my mom pulled me out of school and homeschooled me because I was really nervous and I started getting like tics and stuff, and I was being weird. But to make sure that I was still getting my like social interactions during that time, she formed a book club with all my friends' moms so that all of us like little 5th grade girls would meet up once, I don't know, maybe once a week or something. And we would go through all of the like childhood classic books, reading those and then going to meetings and stuff. The only one I really remember reading is The Tale of Despero. But either way, it was a really great club. I enjoyed it a lot. But our weekly meetings were at one of the girls' mom's pie shop in town. And every time I would go in and order the sugar cream pie, oh my god, I looked for that recipe for years and years and years. And no one had even like heard of what I was talking about. A few people tried to tell me it was a chess pie, and I was like, that's just not the same. And then finally I came across this recipe for a sugar cream pie. And I was like, well, to give it a go. I have to. Because that's what, I just have such a distinct memory of that pie. And I'm really hoping it turns out like that. And if it doesn't, I'm going to be real sad. But that was years ago, so we'll see. So anyway, I'm cooking all the ingredients over the stove until they thicken up. And once we do, we're going to add the vanilla and then put melted butter on top with some cinnamon, and then I'm going to put it to broil, and then it just has to set up in the fridge. So hopefully this is an easy process, but we'll see. Okay, so we're at the end of the 15 minutes. Oh, that's how the pumpkin pie is looking so far. We lowered the temperature to 350. We're going to cook it for another 40. This is how our sugar cream pie filling is looking, and honestly, I think we're on to something. I think we're doing good. So let's go dress this pie. Okay, so I'm going to start the potatoes now. I just have golden potatoes. I'm just going to cut them up into chunks and then throw them in the pot. I don't skin them because, I don't know, whenever my mom made potatoes, she never skinned them. So it's just something I'm used to now. Specifically with golden potatoes, though. If you're using russets, please skin them. That's crazy. Those things taste very different. It's also starting to snow pretty hard out there right now. I'll show you guys. I'm just gonna cut them up into like bite-sized chunks. That's kind of a big bite. But this is for potato salad. So this is gonna go in with our boiled eggs. I'm gonna chop up some celery. And we're gonna mix that all together with some mayo and just make a traditional side, just something else to snack on other than the mains. And then the reason I'm making this today is so that it has some time to marinate in the fridge. And get a little married, because I don't like when, especially with like cold foods, like chicken salad and stuff, if you just make it and then serve it right away, it's like the flavors don't know each other yet, you know? You gotta let them fall in love. But I'm cutting up, I think that was 3 potatoes, and I got 8 more that I'm gonna chop up, throw in there. Okay, we're back. I don't know what the last thing I said to you was, but I took the pumpkin pie out of the pie dish and now it's in this plate that I have. So that's been cooling down. The apple cider's on the stove. This is going to be the caramel sauce for Christmas crack, which is what we're working on next. So we're starting with a tray full of saltines. We're making this like fake caramel stuff. And so we're gonna heat all this up on the stove, boil it down, and then pour it over the crackers, and then that's gonna go in the oven for 5 minutes. Once it's out of the oven, I'm gonna put it on the counter. It's gonna cool for a minute, and then you sprinkle chocolate chips on top and then spread them out and they melt down. In the oven is still the apple pie. Can you even see down there? No, you can't. But apple pie's down there. It's looking nice. Apple cider's going. We are going to dry out our sourdough loaf for our stuffing tomorrow. I have decided I'm not going to make fudge. I'm the only person that makes fudge, that eats fudge. My husband doesn't like it too much. I don't want to eat an entire tray of fudge. I forgot we don't really know that many people out here. So that's kind of a gift-giving dessert to make. So we're not going to make that, but this is what we're working on right now. So I'm going to get the caramel going. Let you see it in a second. Okay, so the Christmas crack is about to go in the oven. I had already put it in the oven for like 10 seconds, and I realized that once again, I forgot to add the vanilla. So I just kind of poured it on top, and now I'm mixing it in. So like you can see a little bit there. But we're just blending it, and then I'm going to pop it in the oven for the 5 minutes. I swear to God, I cannot remember vanilla. Why is it always an after step? One ingredient should not be the afterthought of every single recipe. That's crazy. Okay, but anyway, that's where we're at. Okay, she's out of the oven, and all the chocolate's on its bread, so now that's just going to cool down. Oh, I'm drying out bread right now for stuffing. Sorry, got you with a little heat flash. Okay, here's where we're at. Oh my God, I'm in heat. Okay, here's where we're at. We have our pie crust, not deep, but we're gonna rock with it. I'm gonna melt the rest of this butter so that we can put it on top. In the meantime, we're gonna put our filling into it. This is for our eggs. I threw our eggs into the boiling water so that we can get that going. Yeah, let's see here. And then the broiler is heating up. I've never used a broiler before, so we're gonna figure out what that's all about. I think I did when I was like a real kid. My dad used to make marshmallow toast where he'd just put literally marshmallows onto bread and then put it in the broiler, and then it would be like a s'more bread, which is pretty delicious. Probably not the best breakfast, but whatever. So I don't know, it should be easy. But yeah, we're putting this filling into the pie crust. That's probably enough. That's pretty full. And then when the butter melts, we're gonna pour it on top and then sprinkle cinnamon on top of it. I'm probably just gonna scrape the rest of this. I don't think I should just eat sugar cream. Okay, we're pretty much melted. Yeah. I'm gonna do it with a spoon. I feel like that would make it more even. So we're drizzling it on top, and then we're gonna broil it until the butter on top starts to bubble, and that's supposed to happen fairly quickly. So that's a lot of butter. This is definitely not your everyday pie. It's literally a sugar butter pie. This is a sugar pie. This is insane. Okay, we got that. We're gonna sprinkle our cinnamon on top, throw her in the broiler, and then she'll just go in the fridge for a few hours, and I guess we'll check on her probably after we finish the apple pie. Oh yeah. We're gonna do a little bit more, just for love. I didn't add the vanilla. Oh my god. Do you think I could like... Oh my god. Do I just... It's probably fine without vanilla, right? Oh my god. How did I do this? Can we just... but that's gonna mess up the... Yeah, we're just gonna... This is just gonna be baked without vanilla, and I guess I'll just let you know how that is. Oh, now that looks bad. Alright, it's fine. Add vanilla to it. I didn't. Oopsie poopsies. I literally just made eye contact with the vanilla on the counter. I was like, oh no. Okay. Well... You win some, you lose some. I tasted it before the vanilla was added in, and it tastes like sugar and pudding. So we're gonna 6, 7. We're gonna see how that turns out. I'm gonna throw it in the broiler. Yeah. Oh, it's hot down there. Okay. All right. Spooky scaries. We're gonna figure out the broiler. Bye. Okay, so joke's on me. The oven and the broiler can't be on at the same time, so I was accidentally turning off the oven on the pumpkin pie. So I have a separate idea where I'm thinking about just taking like a torch lighter and toasting it. It said it would happen fast, so like maybe just like creme brulee it. Let's see. This is not a kitchen torch, but I bought it in one of those packs from Costco where you just get like 7 lighters all together, and I wasn't planning on buying a blowtorch lighter, but it came with it, so might as well, know what I mean? My arms are tired, dude. Kneading that dough is like a for real forearm workout. I think this is doing something. It kind of just smells like propane. What if I just put it on the top layer of the oven? Thoughts on that? Do you think that would do something? This feels like it's doing something. I don't know. I just don't want it to be like a solid layer of butter on top when I go to eat it later, because that's going to gross me out. I'm not like a butter hater, but I'm not like, ooh, butter, you know what I mean? It's gonna hurt my little tummy. Like this isn't gonna hurt my tummy. It's a pie of butter and sugar. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so is that, maybe that's the bubbling that he was talking about? So maybe we are getting there? It feels like that's right. Also, anyone that watches this that knows how to work a broiler, just walk me through it, because I don't really feel like YouTubing that right now. Ooh, hello? We're running out of fire here. It probably just hates being pointed down, honestly, which is fair. Use a kitchen torch if you're going to do something like this. Okay, I'm going to try to put it on the top rack of the oven and see if that makes a difference. Whatever. We're just gonna put it in the oven. Whatever. And then we'll just stare at it, I guess. Oh my god, the timer for the eggs went off. Eek! Like 2 minutes ago. That means they've been boiling for like 15 minutes. So we need to get those bad boys out of the water. See you in a minute. Okay, so pumpkin pie is fresh out the oven. I think it's a little overbaked because you're supposed to do the jiggle test. Now I think I waited. It's supposed to jiggle a little bit so that it finishes cooking outside of the oven. But, oh sorry, I should be facing this way. I think she's all the way baked, which will just change the texture a little bit. I don't know, we're gonna rock with it. I don't know. Well, that's our pumpkin pie. And then the chess pie is coming along. That's her. She's setting up. So we have those two down. Now, we're going to move on to our next items. Pumpkin pie's done. Sugar cream's pie done. Oh, sorry, not chess pie. Sugar cream pie. So now we need apple pie, Christmas crack, fudge. I'm thinking we do fudge first. Fudge and Christmas crack. Which is the like saltines and caramel and then chocolate. Let's get on it. Because that way the pumpkin pie has time to cool before I pull it out of the pan to make the apple pie. Okay, so welcome back. I am now making the apple pie filling. Also apple cider. So I have all of my stuff measured out, so I'm just going to dump this into the pot. Potatoes are done. The pie shell is baked for the apple pie. So we're just going to dump this in here, finish baking this, and then, so pretty much this is apples and spices and a little bit of sugar. And I'm just waiting until these get a little soft. So it's going to be a little while longer. And then I have a flour water mixture that I'm going to add in, and that's going to make it thicken up in the pie. But that's what you missed. Okay, and oh, it's dirty. Hold on. Potato salad made. We got potatoes, boiled eggs, and celery and mayo and mustard and salt and pepper in there. And then the bread is toasted. Good morning. It's the next day. Happy Thanksgiving. So yesterday we decided to cut out chocolate cupcakes and caramel corn and fudge because that just felt like a lot. Also, I do have leftovers of these chocolate chip pumpkin muffins, so I think I'm just gonna substitute that instead of the cupcakes. Right now, I am going to be putting the pot of water on to boil for the potatoes, for mashed potatoes, because we're gonna get into the rest of this. And then I'm also going to be working on like a snack board so that we can snack on that while I actually make the real dinner. And on the snack board, I'm gonna do the roasted brie with honey and walnuts. I'm gonna do crackers, I'm gonna put the deviled eggs, and just see what else I have around the kitchen. So I'm gonna do a hyperlapse and you're gonna watch me put that together. But for the main things, we already have the bread all dried out for the stuffing, so I just need to roast the onions and garlic to put into it and then heat up the chicken broth to pour over. Ham, I'll come back to you on. But yeah, so pretty much I'm just gonna put the water to boil right now. See you in a minute. Okay, so here is the board tour. So we have carrots and hummus, deviled eggs, crackers, oranges, that's cream cheese to go on the crackers, and we have hot brie with honey on it. And then I do have walnuts that I cured about a month and a half ago that I was gonna have my husband smash open to sprinkle on top of the brie. But yeah. So there's the charcuterie board and the deviled eggs down and the brie with honey. So we have all the sides ready. Now we gotta start on our mains. Okay, so we're gonna make the cranberry sauce first. That way it has time to chill in the fridge. We're gonna follow Pioneer Woman's recipe, which is a bag of cranberries and then the zest from 2 oranges, the juice from 2 oranges, and then a cup of maple syrup, which is kind of insane. But we're gonna go ahead and juice that. Okay, that's not juicy at all. That's crazy. I have the strainer here in case there's like chunks like that. Oh, that's insane. I need another orange. I have another half left over from the charcuterie board, so I'll add that in. And then we're just gonna bring this up to a simmer, and then, or we're gonna bring it up to a boil and then lower the temperature and then let it simmer until it gets nice and thick. And then we're gonna start chopping up the onions and garlic for our stuffing and stuff like that. And that's not going to be fun. The onions over here are so much stronger than the onions in California. They make all of the air in the entire house hurt your eyes. I don't understand. A lot of food here is different than in California, and I wasn't expecting that. That's what, like the milk here is a lot thicker. When we lived in California, shot my arm. We only had whole milk, and then we came out here and bought whole milk, and it's like heavy whipping cream. It is so thick, and the heavy whipping cream out here is insane. I don't even know what it's made of at this point. But yeah, just a lot of things are different on this side of the country that I wasn't expecting at all. So like the recipes I've been making for the last 6 years that we've been married are like, everything tastes different, even though I'm doing all the same things, and that's been frustrating me a lot. But, you know, change is change. Okay, so now we have the juice from our oranges. I am going to add in the maple syrup now. So we're doing a whole entire cup. I don't think I've even seen that much maple syrup in one place before. Oh my god. That's dark. Looks like motor oil, huh? Antonio's filming right now. You wanna say hi?
No.
Okay. So we're gonna bring that up to a simmer and I'll show you what that's looking like in a few minutes. You can hit stop. Okay, check this out. So it's been a few minutes and they're like popping, and it's because their skins are splitting like that. Oh, see? That's crazy. I've never made cranberry sauce from scratch before, so this is a first for me. Well, this is how it's coming along. It's been like 5 minutes. It's still not at the boil yet. Okay, we're now at a boiling point, so I'm gonna lower us down to a simmer, and we're just gonna simmer down until we thicken up. Okay, cranberry sauce looks good to me. I think that's about done. I was going through and smushing some of them. I don't know if you're supposed to do that. Whatever. I also added another orange worth of juice into it because I didn't feel like there was enough. And then I got the potatoes chopped. I'm gonna chop up the onions right now and garlic and then start roasting those. Okay, the onions are still caramelizing for the stuffing. Potatoes are boiling. I've prepped the ham. I'm gonna pop it in the oven right now. I just pour pineapple juice over it and then put brown sugar on it to make a crust, and then I bake it. Everybody's ready to go walk in this. Baby, sit normal. Come here. Baby hates her jacket. All right. Okay, hello. We're gonna do a taste test of all the pies. This is my husband. He doesn't want his face in it. But we have the 3 pies here. Yesterday, I was worried I had overbaked the pumpkin pie, but if it was overbaked, it would have curdled in the center. It actually turned out really, really nice. You can see the cloves throughout it. That's what the dark spots are. But that's the pumpkin pie. And then we also have the apple pie. Turned out very nice. And then our sugar cream pie, which also set up really well. I wasn't sure if it was going to be thick enough because it was a no-bake filling. But yeah, okay, we're going to try. You do pumpkin first? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, there's pumpkin pie. What do you think of that? You gotta use your words if you're not gonna show your face.
It's good.
It's good? Okay. You can taste the cinnamon in it a lot. I'm not a huge pumpkin pie fan. Okay, we'll do apple. Oh, got a whole apple. I like the apple pie. I don't think the filling's cooked all the way. I think those apples are a little raw, but they're good. Maybe it's just cold. I don't know, I haven't eaten an apple pie in a really long time. What do you think?
Good.
Good? Do you think it's raw?
No.
No, they're cooked? Okay, they're cooked. Okay, sugar cream pie. I haven't had this since I was a kid, so let's see if it's what I remember. Oh, it's thick. Like a beauty guru. I have no idea. It was crazy. You like don't taste it until the very end. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Because you've never had sugar cream pie.
It's good.
You can say a full opinion.
I don't know.
Okay. They're all pie.
They're good.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us for this holiday. We're gonna go enjoy the rest of it. I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving.